Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Christian Reyes Baculio, and today I'm going to present about the fallacies of relevance, specifically on its appeal to people. Now, before we start, let's talk about what are the fallacies of relevance. The fallacies of relevance share the common characteristic that the arguments in which they occur have premises that are logically irrelevant to the conclusion. Now, many people or many of us might have already encountered this kind of fallacies wherein such claim may sound or appear relevant psychologically, which causes the conclusion seem to follow from the premises when in fact it is logically incorrect. Now, the fallacies of relevance have specific types, and these are the following. Number one, appeal to force, or also known as argumentum ad baculum, or appeal to the state. Second, appeal to pity, argumentum ad misericordiam. Third is the appeal to people, which is the argumentum ad populum. And lastly, the argument against the person, or argumentum ad hominem. Now, this presentation would like to focus namely on the appeal to people. Now, what is the appeal to people? This type of an informal fallacy, whereby it uses the desire to be admired, loved, valued, and etc., which a person wants in order to turn the attention of other people towards himself, or in other words, a person wants to make himself the star of the show, wherein it shows the person's need of attention to get the reader or the listener or other people accept a certain conclusion. It uses whether an affirmative or negative statement to target a certain group of people or at one or more individuals separately. Now, this type of fallacy tries to convince a truth in a certain claim because everyone believes that such claim is true. If we take a look at it carefully, some things can possibly be true even if many believe that it is false, and something can be false even if many believe that it is true, vice versa. Now, to further illustrate this point, I would like to take this example wherein it states that iPhones are the best selling mobile phone today because everyone buys it. Therefore, it must be the best phone ever made. Now, if we're going to analyze the statement. The conclusion, which is derived from the reason that everyone buys iPhone, is not sufficient enough to claim that this statement is true. We can clearly see that the decision of or the conclusion that it must be the best phone ever made is dependent on how many people bought iPhones are not enough to prove that it is the best selling phone, and therefore this statement is committing fallacy on appeal to people. Now, the next example is majority of the class answer the question in their own opinion, so it must be the best way to respond to it. Now, this scenario might be common for us students, where in fact many students will ask from their classmate how did they answer certain question, but being dependent on how the majority answered the question and relying the fact that it is the best way to respond on it is already claiming that you are committing an appeal to people, wherein you are dependent on the decision of the majority that claims that the question of a certain quiz or exam is best to be answered in their own opinion. So, to sum up everything that I have discussed, the fallacy on an appeal to people is basing one's claim to be true due to the opinion and belief of the majority. Now, I would like to take this as a warning, and everyone must be careful in doing this because considering any claims or arguments must be assured that the certain claim is really well supported with facts that can suffice the truth and not just on the basis of how many people believe that a certain claim is true. So that will be all. I hope that you have enjoyed my presentation and that you have learned something from it. This will end my presentation. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.